Rathalos, the King of the Sky, is the series' flagship monster and the very face of Monster Hunter. It's been in every game since the first one, and it's even the cover monster of Monster Hunter World in the West. In this video, we're going to take a look into the history behind this monster and what makes it so special. The red-scale Rathalos gets its nickname of Fire Dragon from its ability to use its internal flame sac to breathe fire at its foes. Together with its female counterpart, the green-scaled Rathian, they protect their nest, which is generally in high areas or located inside caves. While the Rathian focuses more on the ground and will leave the nest to find food for its young, Rathalos takes to the sky as in charge of protecting the nest. It'll viciously attack intruders with poisonous talons and fire breath. Rathalos has strong wings and can fly for really long extended periods of time, and when I say extended, I really mean it. There's reports of them flying non-stop for more than 3 days. You can see how their role plays a part in where the poison generating mechanisms in their body is placed. Since Rathian will generally be on the ground, her poison is in the spikes on her tail. And since Rathalos is generally in the air, his poison naturally is inside his talons. In order to see intruders coming near the nest area, Rathalos has incredibly good vision, but this also makes it very susceptible to flash bombs, which can knock it out of the air. This is definitely hands down the best technique to use if you're hunting it. In earlier games, its attack power would be increased by a whopping 60% when enraged, meaning that its back jump breath attack would pretty much be an insta-kill. Although later games would adjust this down to 26% stronger, it also got a lot of powerful new attacks, so even to this day, the Rathalos is quite a formidable monster. The first monster they actually made is the female counterpart, the Rathian. However, she uses poison, and they felt for the first game that they didn't want the main flagship boss of the game to rely on status ailments, so they started to design the male version called the Rathalos. In Japanese, the name is Leoleus, which takes the Greek words for lion, Leo, and king, Basilios, I'm saying that wrong I'm sure, and combines them together. After all, a lion is the king of the jungle, so it would make sense for this to be the king of the wyverns. In Japanese, the Rathian is called Leolea. They didn't want to make it look that different because you'd lose that female-male connection, so they focused more on the gameplay, and they decided to have the Rathian take to the ground and have the Rathalos be the king of the sky. This is a great story. Tokuda-san, who's the director for Monster Hunter World, recalled in an interview in a book that I have that he went to play the very first Monster Hunter at the Tokyo Game Show in 2003, and he played the game 3 times, and every time he failed to kill the Rathalos. He got the game when it came out, of course, and he fell in love with Monster Hunter. He loved how the game had low, mid, and high tier monsters in a way that made sense ecology-wise, but also for gameplay progression. However, he had some very strong ideas on what he would have done differently for Rathalos, and this, combined for his love of the game, is what convinced him to join Capcom afterwards, and the rest is history. He worked on the Western version of Monster Hunter the first one, and his first new Monster Hunter game would be Monster Hunter G. By the time we got to Monster Hunter Tri, they decided to redesign the Rathalos, and Tokuda-san at that time had moved up to lead monster designer, so he was finally able to add his vision to the Rathalos, which included hovering in the air, revising its bone structure to be more realistic, elongating its nose, and even redesigning the feet so that it can grab and attack more in the air. Rathalos is basically what Mickey Mouse is to Disney. It wonderfully captures the artistic flavor and feeling of the series, and its color pattern is instantly recognizable. You'll see the Rathalos featured in a ton of promotional videos. Let's take a look at a few of them. Here's the Rathalos appearing in the opening movie for the very first Monster Hunter. It's an awesome scene, so I think a lot of you should watch it if you haven't seen it before. Check it out. Toasty! Yeah, I have my bets on the Rathalos. And here the Rathalos makes an awesome appearance in Monster Hunter Tri, which, remember, as I just said, they just redesigned the monster so you can see its longer nose, you can see its redesigned pattern on its wings, and just its overall structure is much more that of a monster that flies. And here's a video maybe not all of you have seen. When they first announced Monster Hunter 4, they started out with a proof of concept video. This was the very first time in the series that they added verticality and breakable environments, so who better to show that off than Tigrex and Rathalos? And this is really close to what they pulled off in the game. Like, it's amazing. Like, a lot of the proof of concept videos don't always get that way in the final product. It's even become a high-end line of glasses, a motorcycle, a guitar, the main monster of Monster Hunter stories, and hey, it's even the design of the Monster Hunter World PlayStation 4 Pro. In the West, its subspecies even knocked out Brachydios as the cover monster for Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and unlike Japan, where the cover monster is Nergigante, Rathalos takes the cover in the brand new Monster Hunter World coming out next year. Variations. In later games, we'd see a few variations on the monster included. In Monster Hunter G, the Azure Rathalos became the first subspecies in the series, born simply from the idea that, hey, it would be pretty cool if we had blue Rathalos gear, right? It was faster, it was tougher skin than the regular version, and it proved to be quite the adversary. The blue color made sense as well, because the blue made it a better predator in the air, and the green inside of its wings would make it hunt better on the ground. That game also introduced rare species for the first time, as kind of like a hidden bonus to those who took on all the regular and the subspecies of a monster. For coloring, they felt that gold was more of a mother-like color, and silver was hard and cold like a dad. So they decided to make the rare species of Rathalos silver, and the rare species of Rathian gold. And in Monster Hunter Generations, they even added a new deviant which really focused on its flying and fire breathing and pumped it up to the max, called the Dread King Rathalos. I love to call this thing the Spam Lord because it's always flying and throwing fireballs at you. This gave us some really awesome collaboration stuff with Universal Studios Japan. What you're seeing right now is video of their sort of like moving animatic of it, which was really cool. And we even got some awesome like hot cosplay from Vampy Bit Me, big fan, who made her own Dread King Rathalos gear. Super cool. And that's really all there is to it. There's not a whole lot. This is the original monster, the OG, so to say. And it's just an amazing monster. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick look into the series Flagship monster, and I cannot wait to face off against it in Monster Hunter World, because Tokuda-san is the director, and we know that he has very particular tastes on how the Rathalos should behave, so this is really likely going to be his realization of his original vision. Please leave a comment below if you have any interesting Rathalos trivia or stories. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and until next time, happy hunting.